In this video, we're going to be taking a first look at the new archetype announced by Yugioh organization, SPLIGHT. Without further ado, let's get right into it. This video is sponsored by Imperial Gaming and Collectibles.
I'ma show you how to get paper, boy. Show you how to get to that shit, stack it up real high, real high. See the hate in your eye, but I can't tell just what you hating for. See you over there hating, but I don't really know what you hating for, bro. Never really pay attention to what they doing, I just ignore. I don't even really pay attention, man. I'm Stevie Wonder to all that shit. Stop no talking, let your progression.
What's up, Paper Gang? My name is Paper Yugioh, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below because I love you so much. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Imperial Gaming Collectibles. They have all the best TCG needs and accessories, and they've got the best staff in the game, so big shout outs to you guys for sponsoring my journey as a content creator. I really do appreciate you guys, and without further ado, let's take a look at SPLIGHT. So SPLIGHT is a new Thunder theme, makes its debut. That's what Yugioh organization has to say about it. So the first monster that we have here is SPLIGHT Blue. It's a level 2 Dark Thunder effect monster. I think they're all level 2s or rank 2s in the archetype. Attack 1100, defense 1000. You can only special summon with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a level 2 or rank 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can add one SPLIGHT monster from your deck to your hand, except SPLIGHT Blue. So this is a really nice card. It just jumps right out of your hand, and it also is a searcher for the rest of your monsters. So I feel like this card is going to be an instant 3 of in the deck. And yeah, it's a dark, so that's kind of cool. Next card that we have here is SPLIGHT Jet, level 2 Dark Thunder effect monster, attack 1300, defense 700. You can only special summon with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a level 2 or rank 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can add one SPLIGHT spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So I believe they're all going to have this effect to special summon from their hand. Let's wait and see. But yeah, this card I believe is going to be another 3 of because it just is another searcher, so it's going to be a +1 instead of the monsters like the first monster that we saw. This one's going to add your spell and trap, so I believe you're going to probably play both of those first 2 monsters at 3. The third monster we have is SPLIGHT Pixies, level 2 Dark Thunder effect monster, attack 1400, defense 1400. You can only special summon with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a level or rank 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If another of your level, rank, or link 2 monsters battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Your battling monster gains attack and defense equal to that opponent monster's current attack until the end of this turn. So it's going to be really interesting to see how many copies of each of the SPLIGHTs that aren't searchers that we're going to play in the deck. This can have a really big effect during the battle phase, of course, because it can boost your monster's attack, and it also can be used during the damage step, if I'm not mistaken, because it does alter stats. So this is going to be a way for your monsters to get over bigger monsters on the field. Having seen the first 2 monsters and how powerful they are, don't know how many copies we're going to play, but again, it does have that SPLIGHT effect where it can jump right out of your hands, so that's going to be really valuable, and yeah, wait to be seen. Here we have SPLIGHT Red. It's a level 2 Fire Thunder effect monster. Okay, so we are seeing different attributes. Attack 1200, defense 1800. That's a pretty thick booty. You can only special summon with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a level or link 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can tribute one other level, rank, or link 2 monster, negate that effect. Then, if you tributed a rank or link 2 monster, you can destroy that monster. So this is a really powerful card. This is a monster negate. So I feel like this card is going to have a lot of implications. I'm just thinking personally off the top of my head, I'm at least playing this card at 2, if not 3. Being a monster negate that you can just special summon from the hand, it's kind of like a Wandering Griffin Rider in that respect. So this card is going to be amazing. I don't think there's much more to say about this. It's a monster negate. Very big to have monster negates in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So moving on. Next one is SPLIGHT Carrot. That's kind of funny. It doesn't look anything like a carrot. It's a level 2 Fire Thunder effect monster, attack 1000, defense 1900. You can only special summon with the first procedure of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a level or link 2 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or effect, quick effect, you can tribute one other level, rank, or link 2 monster, negate that effect. Then if you tributed a rank or link 2 monster, you can destroy that card. So this is basically the spell or trap form of the previous card we just looked at, and yeah, I think these negates are going to be really cool. This is a very toolboxy kind of deck, being able to search the rest of the archetype, and also being able to negate monster effects and spells and traps on the field. So it's a very control-oriented strategy from what I'm seeing so far. Let's get into the rank and link 2 monsters just to see what else this archetype is going to be able to do with the boss monsters. For our first Xyz, we have Gigantic Splight, rank 2 Dark Xyz effect monster, attack 1600, defense 1600, takes 2 level 2 monsters, so it is generic, which is kind of cool. For this card's Xyz summon, you can treat link 2 monsters you control as level 2, so that's really cool. You can kind of summon it similar to how Dingirsu is summoned over a Galatea, which is kind of cool. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card has a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and or Link monster as material, its original attack is doubled. So it becomes a 3200. You're probably going to be using one of those things to slap this on top, so that's kind of cool. During your main phase, you can, neither player can special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except level rank Link 2 monsters. Also, detachable material from your Xyz monster, and if you do, special summon 1 level 2 monster from your deck. So that's kind of cool. Your opponent is not going to be able to summon special summon monsters for the rest of this turn because of the effect that you activate. So like if they have a Snow Engrave, this is going to force that out, which is really cool. And one thing I didn't mention is if Thunder Dragon Colossus comes back on the ban list, all of those cards are Thunder effect monsters that activate in the hand. So that is going to be incredibly insane if Thunder Dragon Colossus comes back. This is going to special summon from the deck. I mean, that's an amazing effect. I think that's an effect that you definitely want in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I believe that this card is definitely going to be played in the extra deck. Next, we have a Link monster. It's SPLIGHT Elf. It's a Link 2 Fire Thunder effect monster. So its attack is 1400, and its arrows point bottom left and bottom right. So that's always great to see. 2 monsters, including a level, rank, or Link 2 monster. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Cannot be used as Link material the turn it's Link summoned. Okay, so if this is summoned, it's definitely either going to be used for the Exceed, or it's going to stay on the board. Your opponent cannot target monsters this card points to with card effects. During the main phase quick effect, you can target 1 level 2 monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If your opponent controls a monster at activation, you could target a rank or Link 2 monster instead. So this is going to allow you to bring back a monster from your graveyard, one of your little guys, and maybe you can search, and maybe you can negate a spell or trap, and then you can target a rank or Link 2 monster if your opponent controls a monster. So that's going to allow you immediately to Exceed, because even though you can't use this as a Link material, you can definitely use this as an Exceed material in the archetype. So this card definitely probably has a spot in the extra deck. It remains to be seen, but yeah, I think this card is pretty good. Now, moving on to the spells, we have SPLIGHT Starter. It's a quick play spell. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except level, rank, or Link 2 monsters, so it does have a summoning restriction. Also, special summon 1 SPLIGHT monster from your deck, and if you do, lose life points equal to its original attack. This card is going to special summon a monster directly from the deck as a quick play, so that means it's chainable. So that means if they try to go after this card in the back row, you are at least getting a monster from the deck, and you're not really losing that many life points. And honestly, it's like my friend Joe Bogley said, you'll pay any amount of life points to win the game. So this card, I think, is going to be a 3 of in the deck. Being able to summon a monster from the deck is amazing, and you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. So if the activation is negated, you can always activate another. So SPLIGHT Starter, quick play spell, I think it's going to be a 3 of in the deck. Next, we have SPLIGHT Gamma Burst. It's a quick play spell. You can only use 1 of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. All level, rank, Link 2 monsters currently on the field gain 1400 attack and defense. That's a huge boost. At the end of this turn, until the end of this turn, my apologies. And during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level, rank, or Link 2 monster you control. It gains 1400 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is another example of a card that's going to be able to be used in the battle phase and in the damage step as well, because it is stat modulating. And yeah, it remains to be seen what kind of playability this card is going to have. I do think that the boost is really nice. The ability to reuse it by banishing it from your graveyard is really nice. Maybe you're going to play this card at 1, maybe you're going to play this card at 2. It remains to be seen, but yeah, 1400 is nothing to scoff at. And moving on to the final card in the archetype that was announced, SPLIGHT Smashers. I love this card. The art is really cool. It's another quick play spell card. A lot of quick plays in this archetype, which is great. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Banish 1 Springens, Therians, or SPLIGHT card from your hand or graveyard to activate one of these effects. So it is a card that synergizes with Therians and Springens, which is really cool. Special summon 1 Springens monster from your deck. Special summon 1 Therians monster from your graveyard. or banish one level, rank, or link 2 monster you control and one card your opponent controls. This card is so awesome. It's got such versatility. It's got a non-target banish as the third effect, and it's got 2 special summoning effects. And again, it's an activate once per turn, so if they do negate the activation, you're going to be able to slam another one of these down. I think this card has amazing versatility, and this is probably going to be a card that you play in multiples in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. This is just amazing. If you have a loaded up graveyard, you can just take care of a threat. This card gets around Dragoon, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a really cool card in the archetype. And there's a little note here, 0 Sprite would be part of this theme if ever printed. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the new archetype here, SPLIGHT. I think it's a really cool archetype. I think it's got a lot of potential, especially if Colossus comes back off the ban list. But yeah, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not already. As always, my name is YGYO. Stay getting that paper, and I will see you in the next video.
Every time it goes